welcome to today's show. Today we're going to have pumpkin bread. I'm going to make pumpkin bread for our neighbors. So in front of me I have the stuff. I'm going to make a double batch, but I'm going to tell you how to make a single batch. So let's get started. Okay, in my bowl here, I went ahead and mixed all the dry ingredients together to kind of get us going so you wouldn't have to wait on me to do all of it. So, I'm going to tell you what's in my bowl. Right here, I have 1 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 1/2 teaspoons of pumpkin spice, 1 teaspoon of salt, and I have 1 1/2 cups of sugar already in this bowl, all of them mixed together. So now we're going to mix our wet ingredients, and in this big bowl I already have a 1/2 cup of vegetable oil in there. So to that we are going to mix 2 eggs, and like I said, my recipe looks a lot bigger because I am doing a double batch, so I can take all the neighbors some pumpkin bread. I hope everybody is doing good. Okay, we're going to add our pumpkin to it, and this is, you would add a cup of 100% pumpkin. It smells so good. Get all that goodness out of here. Okay. Okay. A little bit more. There we go. And now what we're going to do is we're going to start mixing this up, and we're going to alternate between our flour and our water to help us be able to mix this. So we're going to put just a little bit of our flour mixture in here, like that. Then we'll start mixing it. You can smell the nutmeg and the pumpkin pie spice. All right, we're going to add a little bit of our water, about right at half of it. Oh, and I have our oven preheating at 350 in the background. Stir that in. Then we're going to add more of our flour mixture. Okay. And it'll start getting thicker and thicker. And the idea is to start not out of the bowl, in the bowl. Alright, more of our water. Keep mixing. Okay, the rest of our flour and the rest of our water, we'll go ahead and add it, and then just keep mixing till we get it all mixed up. You can do this with your hand mixer, and I don't know why I didn't use that expensive electric mixer I got back there, and why I'm doing it by hand, I don't know yet, but wouldn't be as bad on the arm if you use that mixer, but we done got started now, so we're gonna finish it this way. Get it all really good mixed up. Now, here we go. And what you want to do is you want to spray your loaf pan with cooking oil and then line it with parchment paper so it would make it where you could pull your bread out of your loaf pan really easy. You could use the sides of it to lift it up, but since I am giving these away, I'm not gonna put the parchment paper in them. I'm just gonna leave them in these loaf pans, and I'm gonna put them in these disposable loaf pans so I can give them away. And they're kind of small, so it's probably gonna take all three, but normally it would go in a regular loaf pan. So we're going to move these over here, put them in our loaf pans, and they're going to bake at 350 for 60 to 75 minutes, or until a toothpick or a skewer inserted in the middle comes out clean. And I'm going to get these in here, pop them in the oven, bake them, and I'll bring y'all back when they're ready. So our pumpkin bread has came out of the oven, and I ended up with 2 larger ones and 1 smaller one. So what I got is, I got 1 cup of powdered sugar in my measuring cup, and I added 2 tablespoons of milk to it to make like a little icing. And we're going to take this icing and kind of drizzle it over the top of our pumpkin bread. And like I said, I'm not going to take these 2 out because I am taking these 2 to my neighbors. But this little small one, since it did come out to be a smaller one, we're going to eat this one. So I'm just going to take my spoon and just kind of drizzle it over them and let it run. And make like a little icing over them, and then it'll thicken up, and as I put them in and let them cool, the icing will thicken up over them. They're not completely all the way cooled yet. We're just going to kind of let them keep cooling and drizzling the icing over them. And this is optional. If you don't want the icing, the little bit of sweetness on the top, then you don't have to do it, but I usually like to do it. And you can put a lot or a little, or however much you want on them. Just let it run down. And you can set a plate under them, which I should have done, but I didn't, so I'll just wipe my bar. Just let it run down just like that. There we go. Now let's get this one done. And you can make the icing thicker if you want it thicker. But I kind of like for it to do that whole running down the side thing. There we go. Now, and I'm going to get a knife because I think we're going to taste of this small one. Can't resist. Because it is cool, because it didn't take near as long to cook. Oh, it's moist. That little bit of sweet from that icing. The pumpkin, that is awesome. That is really good. Y'all are gonna have to try these. I'll have the recipe down in the description box. Thank you for joining me today to cook this bread for our neighbors. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Please join me to see what I'll be cooking. Bye.